Hello. Right. Hello. Right, yep, it's working. Welcome to the broadcast. Today, it's another pre-show before Retro Racing's Brazilian Grand Prix, as you can see at the bottom there, bottom down there. It's race 12 of 12 in Season 1, the last round of Season 1 at the Brazilian Grand Prix in Sao Paulo. Qualifying starts at 7:30 today, so remember that. And yeah, it's going to be live on my Twitch. You can see if you type that name right below in the red, then you'll be able to go onto the Twitch and watch it. Yep, it is the right name. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the championship a bit more and see, because although Fenny's already won the top prize of being the championship winner, let's see what everyone else is fighting for down below. And it looks like all of Ferrari's points have come from Fenny as well, which is quite mental. We have obviously Yusuf and Matty not racing anymore. But Red Bull and Jordan still fighting for P2 in the championship with Benetton and McLaren. McLaren a bit further away. I think McLaren are going to be more worried about losing fifth to Renault and BMW and maybe even Brawn. So yeah, and if you're wondering why is the safety car in 11th, well, that's because in the British Grand Prix and the Monacan Grand Prix, the safety car decided to come out in qualifying and just drive around the track. People went through them, so it wasn't really much of a deal. It's more of a visual distraction. But yeah, it's very odd. So we've got the safety car in the standings there for for that reason. Anyway, Lotus as well have had a pretty sad season, although they've been in the mix with Big Up Maguire and Sinan and Venom in Monza, really putting up a strong fight for points. They just couldn't really bring anything home to add to their tally, it looks like, or anything more than 8 points. So it looks like they're going to struggle to catch up to Mercedes in the championship. As you can see right at the bottom as well, my radio show and Ocean City Radio, they're just there as advertisements. But yeah, in the drivers as well, we got Max and Sky there as well. We also have Fig also battling there with Torlin. I'm not too sure if he's racing tonight. We have, yeah, Max has done very well in his first season in the BMW Williams. P6, despite only joining in Austria, which was pretty much halfway through the season. But he's done quite well. Him and his BMW team of Devons, who joined mid-season after leaving Brawn, and then obviously Techno as well, who's rattled some cages with some people. BMW have been a real strong force, and I think they're the team with the most drivers at the track at once, with 3 drivers racing at once. Yeah, this F124 league's been quite mad, and Season 2 is lining up to be good. We have GP2 next season, which I'm going to be driving in. So you'll see me commentate on Tier 1 and then maybe drive in Tier 2. We also have Green Army, F1, and that retrospective league with the retro drivers. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I think that's going to be, it's not going to be today, but in 2 days' time. It's coincidentally, it's on the same day as my radio thing, so I don't know if I'll make it this Monday because I'm in at 4, but then after that I'll be in at 1 and then home by 6, so I should be able to take part in Green Army, even though I'm doing the radio show alongside it. So anyway, but yeah, we also have a lot of nations as well. I didn't realize there's a lot of different nations here on the grids of retro racing in terms of the drivers. As you can see, the flags. There's a couple Union Jacks there because this league is made in Britain. But you also have, I think was that a Romanian flag? Yes, it was for Georgia. We also have 2 Dutchmen in Giovanni and the formerly Yusuf. We also have an American in Sky, so Sky from the States. We have the Swede of Fig. I think was that an Austrian of Patrick. Canadian, should I say, of Patrick. We have a Polish man of Jacob. and we have what's that flag that I forgot what that flag's called that Fanny's made. His flag, but if you can update me, please do. Also, Toland's flag. I'm not too sure what that one is either. Yeah. So as you can see, a lot of diversity in nationalities here in retro racing. Also, because we're going to have more drivers next season in two different types of competition in the F1 tier of this league. There's going to be even more national representation in this Formula One game league. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I think we're going to have, I think Torland said yesterday that there might be a 1 or 2 week break, depending, like between season 1 and season 2. Just so that you can get everything set up and that, but I'm not too sure. We have, but in the meanwhile, in the break, there'll be the Green Army races obviously to watch. And also, I think, I'm not too sure if there's anything going on in Retro Le Mans series, but I'll keep you updated if anything's happening there. Because we also do loads of different events. I think you might have saw my stream on the Retro GT on Assetto Corsa Competizione. Retro always does events like that, whether it's out by me or by Torlin or by different people. We always do like extra events to pass the time. So yeah, keep an eye out on them. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go for a bit, and I'm gonna hand you over to a little highlight reel, a little recap of what this season has been like here in retro racing for season 1. This does include other events like the Retro Le Mans series and the Indy 100. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. These are just some of the moments from the last 3 months of retro racing. And it's been great, I must say so myself. It's been very entertaining. So yeah, you just enjoy that, and I'll be off for a bit. That nearly is. Slowing up again on the apex. As we look from the... I think there's just been a change of position here. There is Timon and Lewis. Lewis has a broken front wing, but he's going to go down the inside. It's very... Well, there was optimism there, but it didn't really turn out to anything. As meanwhile, there's a yellow flag for that down at Sector 1. But here at Sector 3, there's 2 battles here. One for the podium, one for the win. For P5. So, yeah, so Devon's getting 4th and 5th. The Red Bull has spun and the Ferrari spun. The leader's spinning. What has happened here? The Villeneuve chicane, for the 54th time, has caught out the first 2 drivers that have entered it. Not too sure what happened there. It looks like they started to do their donuts early there or something. I'm not too sure. But the Red Bull having a bit of a rotation there. The Ferrari having a bit of a frenzy slide for whatever reason. Timon hasn't had the same thing happen to him. Don't know about Missile. I don't know if he's going to end up spinning at the Villeneuve chicane. Mistakes, absolutely just walking in, bursting into the scene here. With 9 laps to go. Keep it on the road, lads. Holy moly. Is heading out of Ravazza and into the pits for the Red Bull. What happens to the Ferrari? He stays out. Now, why is the Red Bull pitting? What's the Red Bull pitting for? A little clunk on the wall there. Soft tyres for the Red Bull. He's going for the fastest lap. Max it, looking like he's going to take a podium for Sauber, which is something that only Nico Hulkenberg has done so far in this year. But yeah, what a race it's been so far. As Biels, Max, and Rare all go through. FedEx is also catching up in this. So this threesome has turned into a quadrio. Here as they head through the Sebring O. And now round turn 10. And it's wide for the BMW Sauber. That's going to leave FedEx to maybe have a move down the straight on the BMW. The Red Bull's going for it again. Round the outside, nearly contact. They just about get through fine. The Ferrari not able to make a move stick.
Rare though, is he able to make a roll to the lead on MBUs? There's Phoenix on the inside. Phoenix on the inside is going to make the move stick. He's forcing Max wide. What on earth is happening to Rare? Shaking over the curve. That looks really weird. As heading into turn 4, Rare doing something rare on the exit turn 3. Now he's going to make a roll for the lead. But he makes it stick and Bios and Max collides. Oh, that is such a shame. Max, who was challenging for a P2 slot, now round at some damage. Bios caught out in that as well with front wing damage. Phoenix back up into P2, and Rare, after whatever the heaven he was doing on that sausage curve, is now up into first. The Brawn stays on the racing line. The Red Bull goes for the move to the outside. They both go off. Phoenix goes through on the pair of them. Phoenix up into P2, takes second place on the final corner. The Red Bull, the Brawn, fighting lap after lap for the last God knows how long. And Phoenix comes through out of nowhere to take it from the pair of them. And now Paul Scholes giving a scolding to James, but gets a scold of his own with the penalty. Then comes James, or no, then comes Phoenix. Ferris wheel lighting up. We see Joe having a bit of lights, but not a lot of lights, as down into the next corner. Joe's to the outside. Is he making the move stick? Just about. It's going deep. There's DXR. He's struggling under braking. Meanwhile, as we see the Ferris wheel going round, we see Joe looking to go rounds, maybe on the inside or the outside of Lewis. He's looking on the inside, but Lewis defends very aggressively there, as Joe looking to maybe go to the high side, and nearly contact with Lewis, as Lewis moving to the high side very late, but he looks like he'll get away with it, as it was just early enough for Joe to see. It's the 38 versus the... I can't tell what number that is, I'll find out soon. Oh, he's wide. Very wide. No cutting, not what happened. Cutting over the Nova chicane. Looks like he got a penalty from it. He's 6/10 behind. The leader goes wide through the swim pool chicane. That could lead to disaster, but luckily he's alright. He does. I'm not too sure how that's possible. And wow, another penalty there. Side by side for the McLaren and the Renault. What a move! And there's contact. The McLarens are out. The Ferrari of Kai is out. And there's an absolute pile-up again. 4 cars in the wall. Both absolute shocking for him. So James on the soft. And what he's pulling away. James is out. James, the leader, causes a massive shunt. They all go off. It's absolute carnage. Oh my lord! That's my car upside down. Hey Jeff, it's upside down. Oh my lord. James. The leader crashes. Yeah. Oh wow. Lewis is in the middle there, trying to find room for himself. Scared. Oh, off wide. That's short soda going off. Oh, nearly contact with Fanny. I don't know. There was like one. On this restart, we're green for the last time. 10-second penalty for GC straight off the bat. The man who didn't have any penalties before now does have one. And now Lewis on the inside. Big move by Lewis. The McLaren gets carted out wide and nearly hits the wall. Now they're 3 wide heading into Eau Rouge. The BMW, the Red Bull and the Jordan all going through Eau Rouge. Who's going to win out in it? Mike's getting stuck in there. GC there, having to keep an eye on himself. There's a battle for the lead brewing, but Devons keeps ahead of Cameron. That's 3 wide behind 1. Absolutely huge shot there for the Lotus. The BMW struggling there. Cameron Devons is off. Devons is out of the race. That's a huge shot at the Malmedy corner. Devons has led the entire race. And there's what the Lord. There's a huge shunt. There's a massive tactical shunt. 4 cars out on the final few laps. Absolute chaos. Cameron and Phoenix going for it. So Devin after a huge shunt. Cameron battling Phoenix. Phoenix gets quartered out wide. Carted out wide, should I say, not quartered. As now Cameron goes wide off his own accord. Max there in third. Yusuf also went out in that as well. Yusuf bouncing back after a collision earlier in the race. In Retro Racing could finally take that infamous win. It all comes down to the last chicane, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Cameron to win it. Phoenix into the last chicane, depending on penalties, we'll find out about that later, but into the last chicane. Out of the last chicane, Phoenix finally wins here in Spa ahead of Cameron. Then comes Exat Max Clark. Then comes God Chaos, who didn't have a penalty, so he goes up second. Then comes Duck the Noob. What an absolute unexpected end to this race on those last 3 laps. Devon's having the win stripped away from him yet again. Oh my lord. I feel honoured to have commented on that. Thank you very much, everyone. I can't see you right in front of me. Fuck. Okay, that's gonna be a recurring theme. How do you say it? Theme throughout the entire race. I'm leading. Oh, wow, wow, hitting walls is not fun. Lap 2 of the Indy 100. 100 laps of the Indianapolis Speedway. Wow. Turning in late is not fun. That's that one. Here we go then. 5 lights on in front of the drivers here in the Dutch Grand Prix. And we are rolling in the Netherlands. Here in Retro Racing. And it's a pretty decent start. The Ferrari's getting away well. Down the inside for the Broad of God Chaos is going to be a tight one. Is this car doing a wheelie at turn 1? Not too sure what's happened. There's been a big melee at the back as well. There's a spinning Mercedes. One of the red Mercedes are off, and that's Dan getting in a bit of a tangle with one of the rookies of TJ and Rekid in the Lotus. 3 wide nearly between all of them. They head through as T-Kid and Dan, and Devon's and the BMWs both swapping places, as well as Devon's having a bit slide. As we have Tiny, oh, there's a car off, oh my lord, there's a huge shot. Techno gets absolutely wrecked off. And it's a virtual safety car. That was an absolute assassination. We also have a Mercedes off of Hexy. Down just on the exit of Hugenholz, passing the Logan Sargent graveyard. And now the Ferrari swapping places. Everyone coming to a halt here. And I think there's even been a bit of a shunt here. Nearly. So we have TJ getting past Rekid and going after. As we now have further back in the field, it looks like there's a battle. There is 3 cars going at it. Sin and Venom getting free on the exit there. Whereas now heading through the section there. Kai's gone off. Kai, the Ferrari's gone off. The Retro Le Mans Series champ is off, and now he's struggling with the rest of everyone else. So between the leaders. And is that away for GC? GC, oh, that looked a bit naughty. It looked like he went on throttle and off throttle again, which is quite a dangerous thing to be doing. But heading into someone, they're 3 wide further back. What's that? 4 wide! Into someone, there's a big move. Dang! Has gone into turn 1. And dang, that was a dive bomb. Oh, lovely. Oh, there's chaos. There's cars at the wall. Dark Noob and Sin and M Venom crash into the wall. Meanwhile, there's a side by side between TJ Plays and God Chaos. Did Rika just go off? Yeah, he did. Devon's just went off. Devon's in the wall after such a good start. He is off, and that's another virtual safety car after all that chaos. So that last kid and Dang nearly collide. We have Phoenix in the pit. No, Phoenix is round with TJ Plays at turn 1. What on earth is happening racing? I don't know. There must be something in the air. in this league because, oh my lord. Well, that happened. So we're back onto safety car here in Retro Racing after what can only be described as third-degree chaos. I wonder if there will be a red flag, but I'm not too sure. It's oh, what's happening here? They're all stopped at the top of town, at the top of Hugenholz corner. DXR, his undercut attempt going even more to shame as he now has traffic to overcome. He's got HF to battle, and HF in the blue, making it very tough for the Ferrari. The Ferrari sends him to the shadow realm, and now Techno's gonna get by. Is he? I think Techno, who's a lap down, now getting ahead of DXR. HF is still ahead. This is nightmare stuff for DXR, getting petty scraps when he's trying to jump big up Maguire. That's gonna pretty much determine who's gonna come out ahead. I'd say to big up Maguire, pit now, pit right now, because otherwise you're gonna come out way behind later on. Pit now, pit now. He hasn't pit. That's a shame. But he's pulling away from DXR. DXR on the hards now, as Techno now. A bit of miscommunication, and Techno killed DXR. He has been put in the wall, and that's another safety car. And actually, big up Maguire, fair play to you. You didn't pit. As Kai has crashed into the wall just before the banking underpass. That is a shame. The Ferrari of Kai into the wall, and now Sin and M Venom, the teammate of Big Up Maguire, now going past the crashed and burnt DXR. I think DXR tried to get by on the inside. Techno wanted to let him through on the outside. Then the two of them looked like they just tried to switch places while they were alongside each other, and that caused a lot of contact. And ultimately the end of both of their races. For the lead of the race. And is a move going to be made? It is. Deep on the brakes. He goes for the inside, he makes contacts. Felix gets through. The white and blue Ferrari gets ahead of the blue Brawn. But the Brawn comes back through Curva Grande. Stick into the second chicane. Gets ahead of the blue Ferrari. He gets it done. Yeah, DXR, unsurprisingly not happy with that incident with Oscar Nater. As we have Lewis currently in a little train here with Max, Maguire himself and Kean Wright. Head through and there's a car off again. Devons is off again. This race has gone downhill for him completely. But the Senna BMW livery, it's gone in the wall with Techno. It's gone round for Devons. And currently trying to catch up to in 6th. But here we go. Lewis defends. Or is he attacking? I'm not too sure. He's left himself open now. And Maguire slides through like a smooth criminal almost. You could call it Michael Jackson. As we head into turn 1 again. Maguire, the only one in the race without a penalty. So he will get ahead of Kean on aggregate. Depending on if that penalty gets taken off. 3 cars abreast into turn 1. Lewis goes flying off into Imola and cuts the chicane. He gets a 9-second penalty now. Max in the Senna BMW under pressure as to the inside goes, but Max holding his own. Meanwhile, that whole squaggle of cars in the background is Lewis gets ahead of Max. Absolutely critical for this race, or does he? Because on the outside of Lesbo 2, Techno goes through. Great, no, Davins goes through, should I say. Davins takes his team McLaren. Great stuff. As look at the swarm of bees heading into the Ascari chicane. As the BMWs of XM Max and Devons are side by side, Lewis gets sent to the Armco. The 3 BMWs only separated by this Renault down the inside, and there's contact. The Renault off, and there's a massive pile up again. It seems to be an absolute it seems to be traditional for racing to have a massive pile up, and it's happened again. This time it's Techno causing the carnage, as Kian right now on his debut up in P4. As Devons, or it might be his second race, I'm not too sure, I wasn't here for Canada. But Devons, side by side with his teammate Max, and gets ahead of the other BMW Sauber driver. As you can see, the BMW driver is sporting a Senna livery for today. Meanwhile, Techno into the pits. He was on the outside, but he didn't get the move done. That's because Devons has the straight line speed to get Kian right back. The lead for the BMW, and he gets turned to turn. A hit there from TTV. And now, HF on the inside of Kian Wright. He makes the move now. Next one on the cards is Devons to the inside of the second chicane for the man on the mediums. HF locking up, getting the move done momentarily though, as three of them separated by just over half a second to the inside for second place between these two. The Renault gets ahead of the BMW, but for how much longer? It's off wide. Devons in the gravel. Kian romps away from him, and HF takes the lead and keeps it by a big margin. They're all now stressed as well, so that's going to be big for the championship. For the championship, for the race, and for the championship and round. Kian Wright has hit Devons. HF is off as well. Big Sean, they've all got off as Kian Wright. Right, so that was retro racing season highlights up until Brazil. So that's what you can expect, just not at those tracks, just at the Brazilian one. So yeah, tune into retro racing at 7 o'clock or 7:30, 7:30 my time. So I'm in the UK, so if you're living somewhere else, you'll have to compare that to UK time. But yeah, so I'd recommend you tune in. I'll upload it to the YouTube when I can, which will probably be tomorrow. And yeah, I'll probably make clips of it as well. So it's going to be a great way to end this campaign. It's been great to commentate on. I'm happy with how consistent I've been with it, because I know with leagues like RGR and STB have been a bit consistent, but RGR have been really bad on consistency. Same with FA, I only really commentate on the ones that I actually do decent in. And yeah, so I think this retro racing is probably the first one I've been consistent in since Ground Effect Racing League. And it's been worth it. So yeah, I've only missed the Canadian Grand Prix, and yeah, I'll see you all for the Brazilian Grand Prix for retro racing to conclude this great championship. Thank you and goodbye. Oh, I thought I was going for longer.